Alright, we're heading to do a trade here. We've got the Yamaha Banshee in the back, the one without the VIN number. So we're going to do a little trade with it. I've dealt with this guy before in the past. He usually has some pretty cool stuff. So he's willing to trade me a 2005 Yamaha YFZ 450. He said it runs perfect, everything's good with it. And a 1989 CR250R that runs good for the Banshee. So I think that's a pretty good trade. The YFZ looks pretty clean in the picture, so we'll see when we get there. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be getting. It's probably like $6,000 worth of value that we're getting. Probably like $4,000 for the YFZ, and then about $2,000 for the CR250R. So what's going on with the YFZ here? We saw the little weld to the head right there. And you said you traded this thing for what?
200X.
Okay. So that was a pretty good deal. And what do you think's wrong with it?
I'm not even really sure.
Yeah. Cold-blooded. Battery's kind of low on charge.
7 CRF. Needs a battery. Other than that, it's clean, nice bike. The 89 CR250 needs a new expansion pipe and a good tune-up. Otherwise, she's a sweet ride.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. You said something about the frame being a rare one, you think, maybe?
Yeah, the white frame is one of a kind. Some of these pieces, you can't get them no more. Like this plastic piece is really hard to find there.
And it could possibly be a Pro Link, you think?
Yeah.
Swing arm? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. FMF shorty pipe, or no, just power core pipe on there. Is that just a stock pipe? Right here. Oh, that's what is? Yeah, that's stock, right?
Stock.
Okay.
I think those are kind of hard to find too.
Yeah.
So maybe get it welded or a better pipe.
Looks like it has new radiators too.
Yeah. There's a rattling. Something rattles. I could never figure out what it is, but I think it's nothing mechanical wrong with it. I think it just rattles for some reason.
Like the pipe hitting something, or?
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
It just makes a weird noise when you're revving it.
Okay.
But I could never figure it out.
And you rode this how many times?
A handful.
Yeah.
Fun bike.
Was it pretty powerful when you were riding it?
Yeah.
Or do you think it needs a rebuild, rings, or?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. I'll go through it, test compression, see what it has. Might just put rings in it, and
Cool.
We'll see. Yeah, so we got all three for the Banshee. Now you're the Banshee owner. And that was your first time riding a Banshee, right?
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of power.
Yep. So yeah, have fun with the Banshee, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yep. All right, we got the CRF 150, the CR 250, and the YFZ 450. So we added in the CRF 150 because the YFZ needs a lot of work. That way I didn't waste a trip. But yeah, we've got a value of probably 1,500, 2,000, so we're up to like 35, and then the YFZ, if it's done, you know, probably around 35, 4,000. All right, it's Saturday morning. Let's go check out the new machines we traded for. Let's see if it was worth it here. Didn't get a chance to unload them last night, but got the 89 CR250. Pretty cool. Then I believe this is a 2007 CRF 150. We'll have to check them out once we get them off the truck here. Thing looks super clean. And then we've got the, this is a 2005 Yamaha YFC 450. Pretty much all stock. It is the limited edition. So it's pretty nice. Tires are really nice on it. They look like they're brand new. I believe it was rebuilt. That's what the guy said at one point. He bought it a couple days ago, and then he didn't like it and probably couldn't get it to run right, so he decided to trade it. Almost went rolling down the whole driveway there. Pretty clean looking machine. Not too bad. That thing's pretty dang clean. What's the year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if that's a 2007. One, 2, 3. Yeah, it is 2007. Looks pretty nice. Alright, there's a 250R. Oh, there's compression. So all three for the Banshee. And I paid $2,500 for the Banshee. So, like I said before, $1,500, probably $2,000. So we're already up to $3,500. And this one's probably worth $3,500 running. So we're $7,000 for the trade for the Banshee. So I think that's a pretty fair trade. That's if everything goes right and these things run and don't need any work, which I'm assuming they need work. So I don't know if it was a good trade or not. What do you guys think? I guess you guys won't know until we start digging into it. But I think, like I said before, we're going to begin with this one. This one's the most valuable one, so we'll start here. And we'll see what's going on with it. Hopefully nothing too wrong with it. And we can have a good running quad. Alright, here it is. We're going to do a little walkthrough. And we're going to try to see what's wrong with this thing. So far, the only thing I can see is that little weld right there. Let's check out the VIN, see if that's visible. Yeah, VIN is visible. Let's see what year it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a 5, 10th number or digit of the VIN is a 5, so it is in fact a 2005. It looks like there's a new gasket right here. They probably replaced the one-way bearing, so that probably got replaced in there, or it was the flywheel or the stator, which it might have been the stator because that looks kind of new. The base gasket looks a little weird. It looks like they almost doubled up the base gasket. Carburetor looks to be stock, I believe. We'll have to check into that and see. We'll check the oil here quick. When he had it running, it looked kind of milky to me. There's bubbles in it, which hopefully isn't a bad sign. But I'm assuming it is. It's probably not a great sign that there's bubbles in it. Let's just check it out. I mean, it looks pretty clear to me. So maybe at one point it had some coolant in there. That's pretty clear oil. So that's good. It would be super milky if coolant was getting in there. I don't know why it had so many bubbles though. I've never seen that before. Almost like it's being aerated in the engine. So maybe the breather tube isn't working or clogged on the crankcase. Looks like there's pressure building up inside the engine and the tank right here, which is never good. The seat looks nice. Got a Yamaha Enjoy MFG seat cover, which is really nice. And the overall look of the machine is pretty nice. I mean, it looks cool. At least you follow the color scheme: yellow, red, and white, and black. So that's good. Let's take a look underneath the seat here. The battery is junk on it. He said you need to jump it, get this thing to go. But look at this. Everything is nice and neat in here. There's bolts tearing out of it. That's awesome. Take a look at the air filter here. I'm kind of afraid to see that. Alright, a lot of times these are missing air filters. Oh, there's actually one in there. Oh. Actually looks pretty decent. It's a little dirty, but what brand is it? Might be like a, looks like a K&N, but I'm not seeing any logos on it. We'll have to check that out. We'll probably clean that out too. That checks out. Cool. At least there's an air filter in it. Thought for sure there wouldn't be. A lot of times guys just take them out and never replace them. Pipe looks stock on it. All the way to the silencer. Yeah, that looks stock. It does have some aftermarket Nerf bars on it that are okay. I'm not sure what brand they are. Looks like they were painted over. I'm sure the logo would be right there. Let's see what kind of tires we have. Looks like Sedona tires. Bazooka. Nice tread left on those. What are these? XC Master tires in the front. All the brakes do work. Back brake does work. So that's surprising as well. I believe the parking brake still works too. Nope, parking brake does not work. Probably just needs to be adjusted. Yeah, the cable's pretty loose. Clutch is pretty smooth. Looks like it's got some new bars. It's got the Pro Taper Carmichael handlebars on here. Looks like somebody went to town with some spray paint and painted the rims. Then you've got the skull caps. Interesting. Then you've got the Ridge Point Bison graphics on it, which don't look too bad. DetailingUSA.com is where they got those. Suspension, stock, A-arm stock, and then it looks like all this is stock back here. Swing arm is stock, axle stock, nothing's extended. So yeah, pretty much a stock machine except for the bars and the Nerf bars. So, all right. Well, I guess what we're gonna start with is we'll try to start up the machine, see what it sounds like, and then we'll kind of go from there. I think the gas is on. Gas is on right now. Is there gas in it? There's gas in it. All right, we'll see if it does anything at all with the key. Turn to on here. I think that's on. Yep. Nothing happening. So that battery's completely dead. All right, let's hook up a jumper to it. All right, let's get some battery jumpers on this thing and try to start this thing up. All right, we got the battery jumper hooked up. Let's see, the choke is right here. All right, we'll pull that out. All right, let's see what happens. All right, yeah, you can kind of hear it not idling. Something a little rough. It definitely needs to choke out to even be close to starting. So it's really, really hard starting. And yeah, it's not sounding the greatest. So I think what we're gonna do, we'll check the coolant first, see if it's eating coolant into the engine. And then, you know, it could be the valves, could be the compression. We'll see what's going on from here. But yeah, you can hear it doesn't sound the greatest. It does rev out, but it does not idle. So I'm wondering if the jets in there are wrong, or if it was big board and then they never rejet it, or if the mid-body carburetor gasket seal is bad and letting air in, so it's running lean. I'm not sure. It could be a million different things. All right, we'll start with the easy stuff first. Make sure it's getting fuel. That could be a problem right there. Maybe it's just not getting enough fuel. Looks like we've got fuel coming out already, so it's a good sign. Maybe there's water in the gas or something. So that's off right there. Is there water in the gas? Doesn't appear to be water. You'd be able to see it separated right here. So it looks like that's good. So no water in the gas. Gas flow is good. So that's not the problem. I'll hook that back up. Thought maybe that would be. All right. Next thing, I think we're gonna check for a spark. Make sure the spark plug is good. Could be a fault plug, you know, not sparking all the time. I'm leaning more towards the valves that need to be adjusted. It seems like maybe they're tight. And then once you run it more and more, it starts to get loosened up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Hopefully that's the case. That's the best case scenario. But yeah, let's get the thing over here off so we can get to the coolant. And we'll check that out. That'll kind of tell us too if a head gasket's gone. If that coolant's spurting out of there, when you turn it over, that means air is getting through to the coolant lines, which means that there's either a head gasket failure or a crack in the cylinder or head letting air through to the cooling system, which in turn makes this bubble and spurt out of the radiator. All right, we got the plastics off over by the radiator. Let's get this cap off and see what's going on. Hopefully it doesn't spray everywhere. Shouldn't be that hot. Ooh. Let's see if she's all the way up here. There's definitely some in there. It's not all the way up, so I wonder if it's leaking out somewhere. All right. Put a little bit in there. Look who decided to show up here. What do you think, Vin? He's got to inspect it. Give his approval. It's like, I really like the front bumper. That's real nice. Vinny, what do you think, buddy? He's like, those A-arms are kind of crappy. Vinny, what do you think? Oh, tires are nice. He's good at checking them over. All right, I'm gonna crank this over and just see if anything bubbles up. So it's not bubbling over. That'd be spurting out because there'd be so much air in there pushing it out. So that looks good. So I don't think it's head gasket. All right, let's get the spark plug out of here. All right. You can see it doesn't click into place here. It should click in and not move at all. So I don't know why it's not clicking in. I think something's broken on the inside of here. But we'll take a look at the plug here. NGK CR8E plug. You can see it looks like it wasn't running too bad. But we'll get off the valve cover here. Alright, let's get this valve cover off. I'm kind of leaning towards the valves being tight, but we will see here. Looks good. Cam chain feels nice and tight. That's good. There's oil at the top here, so the pump is working. But yeah, we'll get this thing set to top to center and we'll check out those valves. Gonna break these caps free here. Let's see if they're already loose. Oh yeah, somebody was in here before. Is this one loose? That one's not. All right, gonna twist this around until we see the T. And on the YFCs, it's actually a line. It's not even a T. So we'll see if we can find it right there. And we'll see if we're at top dead center. Wow, timing is spot on. So, looking at the marking here, I'll show you guys the mark here. You can see it's just a line. Right there, see that one right there? So we're on the line. Then coming up here, you can see there's a dot right there. And there's a dot right there. That's perfectly in time. There's a dot right there, right where the surface is. There's a dot up here. So this thing is perfectly in time, and then you can see the lobes pointing in this direction and that direction opposite from each other. All right, so the intakes are supposed to be 0.004 to 0.006 inches. And we've got this thing set to 0.004. Let's just see what's going on here. So that valve is fine, just rubbing on the 0.004. That one's tight, and that one's tight. So these two are tight. And I actually did this before, and I found out that this one is extremely tight on this side. This one's 0.003 right here, and this one's zero, like literally zero. It's so tight. So these two are too tight. And then on the exhaust, it's supposed to be 0.008 inches, and we're perfect. I'll show you guys that quick. See, barely just slides in. So both of those are fine on the exhaust side. So exhaust side's good. Intake has two tight valves, so we need to reshim those. And that's kind of what I predicted. Hard starting, we kind of like backfire a little bit and run weird, shut off randomly. That's usually tight valves. So I think that's the only problem with it, besides that spark plug boot being worn out. All right, so these buckets are extremely stuck in here. Not coming out with a magnet. I tried getting them out with the pliers. That one finally came out. I used vice grips on it, and she finally came out, but the actual shim is stuck on it. All right, we got the shim size out here. Let's see what we got here. 1.78, 1.79. So we wrote that down right here. Feeler gauge should be 0.76 millimeters. and we want it to be 0.005 inches, which is 0.127 millimeters. What we did was take this size, subtract it from that size, and we got 0.051 millimeters. Subtract that from the actual shim size, which is 1.79 millimeters. So 1.79 minus 0.051 equals 1.739 millimeters. So we're looking for a shim size of that size right there. All right, looking through the shims, 1.739, so we'll try this one. That one's 1.6. I want to go bigger than that. All right, so it's not that one. .74, 1.75. That one might be a winner right there. All right, we finally got the other shim out and the bucket out. So that is 1.85, about 1.84, 1.85. So shim size is 1.85 millimeters. So when we put the feeler gauge in, it was 0 millimeters. No feeler gauge would go in. So it's technically 0. We want it to be 0.127 millimeters. So in order to get this shim to that size, we need to subtract. So 1.85 millimeters, subtract the 0.127 millimeters, and the new shim size will be 1.723 millimeters. All right, all the valves are perfect now, all shimmed perfectly. These are all, this one's 0.005, this one's 0.004, and 0.004. So everything is within spec. All right, I robbed this boot off my other one. This is how it should be connecting to the spark plug. Hear it click in there. You can hear it click in. So that's actually a tight fit. So we're gonna install that one instead. Some gas in there yet. Quite a bit. Pouring out. Right, pretty clean in there. Let's see if the accelerator pump was working. It'll squirt in there. I don't know if that was working. For the jets, looks like we're running a 162 for the main. Anything. Needle looks pretty good. Float looks good. Seat looks good in there. Let's see what we got for the pilot. I think it should be a 40 if I'm remembering correctly. 48. So it's a little bit bigger pilot actually than stock. And that is clogged up pretty good. So that's probably why it wasn't idling the best. And there's a starter jet in here. I believe it should be an 80 or a 90. I think an 80. That's what that guy looks like. Yep, it's 90. So that's stock as well. Starter jet. We'll have to put a little gas in the bowl and see if the accelerator pump works. Looks good. So it turns out we are on the fuel screw here. 1, not quite 2. I believe that should be 2.5. One, 2.5. We're gonna leave it at 2.5. Everything else looks pretty decent. We don't know if the mid-body carburetor gasket's bad. It's right in here. I'm not gonna take it apart. It didn't seem like it had an air leak, so we're gonna leave that alone until we take it for the first ride. But we'll clean this out, blow through everything, make sure that accelerator pump's working. We might have to tear that down right there, see if that diaphragm's good. All right, so I just noticed the little jet in there is ground out of it. Looks like somebody tried to dig that out. And now when you spray through here, nothing's getting out to there. So I don't think the accelerator pump was working. See that? It's like somebody stabbed it with something. There's like a little piece of brass fitting in there that's stuck. We're gonna take a different carb bowl off my other one and just see what it looks like for comparison. All right, so this is the one off my other quad. And this is the one that we're dealing with right here. You can see the little jet right there. That's what that's supposed to look like. See that? They must have tried to drill that out and got something lodged in there. It looks like it's almost like they got a drill bit lodged in there. And they just left it like that, I guess. But, and then when you squirt gas in this one, it comes out of there. All right, here's the accelerator pump. The cover was right here. We're gonna blow through all these passageways, make sure those are all clear. And we can take out this pump actually. There you go. Still pretty flexible. Looking good. All right, we got the carburetor cleaned out. We got the valve shimmed. Everything is perfect. The accelerator pump I tested, that was working. It was shooting gas into the engine. It wasn't hitting the slide, so we know that's timed good. So without further ado, let's see if this thing starts up now. Easier and revs out completely. See what happens. That sounds a lot better. Lights are working. All right, seems to be running pretty good. A lot better than it was before. So I think we got her fixed here. Doesn't look like it's leaking anything from the carb, so I think we're all good to go. Let's take this thing for a test drive and see if it does anything weird. I'm still worried about that mid-body carburetor gasket because you don't know until you ride it if it's bad. Let's see if she starts right back up here. warm up for a little bit. I don't like this key hanging off here. Alright, let's see if she'll move here. Alright, let's see what this thing can do. So far it's running perfectly. So I think the carb fix and the valve fix really helped a lot. And the battery charged up too, surprisingly. That's working. Fire's right back up. That is awesome. So far it's looking like a good trade. Make it through here. Woo. Bars are too low for me, but she's running good. There we go. Things are rocket. No backfiring, nothing. So I think this one's fixed. So if we can go on the road here. How do we get through? Oh, that's pretty awesome. So she's running pretty good. Oh. All right, well, first try went really well. I only rode it for like 10 minutes, but there were 0 issues with this thing. It always starts right back up instantly. Idles perfectly. Absolutely 0 issues with it. So we got really lucky on that one. Ended up being the valves were out of adjustment. They were tight, and the carburetor bowl, the little jet for the accelerator pump, was clogged. So I don't think the accelerator pump was working, because when we were trying to rev it before, it wouldn't rev out, and yeah, so that was the problem. Not very often you get that lucky. So let's go and start working on these other bikes. We've got 2 more to go. I want to just see if this thing will fire up if we put a battery to it. That little CRF 150. Look how clean this thing is. So we'll see what happens when we put a battery on it. All right, a little close up of this thing. Look how spotless this thing is. The frame is like perfect. This is a super low hour machine. Rims are perfect. Seat has no rips. Original graphics. Man, this thing is really clean. Looks really nice. Let's see if there's any oil in it. I wonder if there's something wrong with it. Dipstick is tough to get out. Oh, there's oil in it. Looks like fresh oil. Nice. Look at that. How much is in there? Oh, yeah. Perfect amount of oil in there, too. Might be a little bit too full. But hey, there's oil in it. It looks brand new. Start right here. So we'll see if we can find the battery. See if this thing will start up. Is there gas in it? I don't think there's much gas in it. We'll see if there's any gas going to the carb. Doesn't hurt to check. Who thinks it's getting gas? Just a trickle. Let's see reserve. Not much coming out, so I think we need to add some gas to it first. All right, we added some gas to the tank. Let's see what happens now. I mean, gas is flowing. It's not a whole lot. But will it be enough to start it? Alright, let's see. Put it on reserve. Ooh, gas is leaking out of the carb. Right side looks like it might be the air filter. Let's see here. Yeah, air filter's in there. That's good. Put that back. Oh yeah, left side has the battery. So let's hook up a jumper to that sucker Let's see if this thing turns over. Jumper's hooked up. Let's see if this thing turns over here. Oh, there's a key. Duh. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, she fired right up. Alright. That sounds pretty good. Let's see if the gas leaks still. Yeah, gas is leaking out of it yet. What is that leaking out of? But she starts right up. Not bad. Maybe just needs a little taparoo here. Sometimes that flow can get stuck. Oh, it's not leaking anymore. I don't think. Is choke on right there? Or off? I don't know, I can't tell. Leaking from the carb anymore. Let's see. I think that was choke off, so. We can turn in the idle a little bit. Probably needs a carb clean. Not bad though. Alright, so we got 2 of them running out of the 3 so far. This one just needs a carb clean. And this will be good to go. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video for today. It was definitely interesting. I didn't think this one was going to be running as good as it did. So I was really happy, and that one just fired right up. So that was a win. And we don't know about the other one. That'll be next video. We'll start digging into that CR250 and see if we can get that one to fire up. But yeah, so far we're doing pretty good. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned for next video. And until next time, we are out.